The town of Oakhaven held its breath. Not literally, of course, that would be silly. But secrets, especially old ones, have a way of making a place feel hushed. And Mr. Thorne, who lived at the edge of the Whispering Woods, was a walking, talking secret himself. Children whispered about him in the schoolyard. They said his house creaked with the weight of centuries. Some swore they'd seen owls delivering him strange parcels in the dead of night. No one knew his age, but everyone agreed. Mr. Thorne was ancient. He kept to himself, this Mr. Thorne. He was a puzzle wrapped in a riddle, delivered on a silent silver bicycle. The townsfolk knew better than to pry. Some mysteries, they figured, were better left undisturbed. But curiosity, like a seed, has a way of taking root. And in the heart of a young girl named Lily, that seed was about to sprout. Every town has its stories. Tales whispered around fireplaces, passed down like precious heirlooms. In Oakhaven, the story of Mr. Thorne was more than just a tale. It was a legend. They said he was once a brilliant inventor, a man who tinkered with gears and springs as easily as others breathed. His workshop, they said, was a wonderland of contraptions, a symphony of ticking clocks and whirring cogs. Then came the whispers of his greatest creation, a pocket watch unlike any other. A watch that could control time itself. Some dismissed it as pure fantasy, others weren't so sure. But the legend always ended the same way, with a heavy heart and a life lived in solitude. It was said that Mr. Thorne had learned the hard way that some things, like time, were not meant to be tampered with. Lily wasn't like the other children in Oakhaven. While they played hopscotch and traded marbles, she chased butterflies and collected stories. And the story of Mr. Thorne? Well, it was the shiniest pebble on her curiosity beach. One crisp autumn afternoon, unable to resist the lure of the unknown any longer, Lily decided to take a walk. Not just any walk, mind you. A walk to the edge of the Whispering Woods, to the house where the owls supposedly delivered secrets. As she approached the creaky gate, heart thumping a wild rhythm, she saw him, Mr. Thorne. He was sitting in a rocking chair on his porch, a blanket draped over his knees, his gaze lost in the distance. In his hand, glinting in the afternoon sun, was a pocket watch that seemed to hum with an energy that was both mesmerizing and a little bit frightening. Voice barely a whisper. Time waits for no one. Lily, her hand safely tucked in Mr. Thorne's, stepped into the swirling mist. The world dissolved around them, replaced by a dizzying kaleidoscope of sights and sounds. Lily felt a strange sensation, like being squeezed through a tiny keyhole. And then, just as suddenly, they landed. They were in a bustling marketplace, the air thick with the scent of spices and the sound of unfamiliar languages. Lily gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. "Where are we?" she breathed, her voice barely a whisper. "Ancient Egypt," Mr. Thorne said, his eyes sparkling with a childlike glee. "Come now, let's not dawdle. We've got pyramids to see and pharaohs to meet." Over the next few days, which felt like both a lifetime and the blink of an eye, Lily and Mr. Thorne journeyed through time. They witnessed the signing of the Magna Carta, marveled at the construction of the Great Wall, and even brushed shoulders with Leonardo da Vinci himself. Section 6, The Weight of a Moment. The more Lily saw, the more she began to understand the true weight of time. It wasn't just about dates in a textbook or stories whispered by the fire. It was about moments. Big moments, small moments, moments that shaped the world and moments that shaped a single heart. One day, while visiting the bustling streets of Victorian London, Lily saw a young boy crying on a street corner. He'd lost his favourite toy, a wooden soldier with chipped paint. Lily's heart ached for him. "Can't we go back?" she asked Mr. Thorne, her voice thick with sympathy. "Can't we use the watch to help him find it?" Mr. Thorne, his face etched with a weariness that Lily was beginning to recognise, shook his head. "Time, my dear," he said softly, "is a river, not a pond. We can visit it, learn from it, but we mustn't interfere with its flow." Lily, though disappointed, knew he was right. Changing even the smallest thing could have ripple effects, altering the course of history in ways they couldn't possibly imagine. Section 7. Time's Gentle Lesson. As their journey neared its end, a strange sadness settled over Lily. She'd seen wonders beyond her wildest dreams, but she'd also learned a valuable lesson. The true magic of time wasn't about controlling it, but about cherishing it. "What happens now?" she asked Mr. Thorne as they stood once more on his porch, the familiar creak of the rocking chair a comforting sound. Mr. Thorne smiled, his eyes crinkling in the corners. "Now," he said, "we carry the stories in our hearts. We remember the lessons learned and the moments cherished. We share the wonder with others, but most importantly," he said, his voice taking on a newfound strength, "we live each moment as if it were a precious gift, because it is." Lily, her heart full, understood. She hugged Mr. Thorne goodbye, the scent of old books and wood smoke clinging to his worn coat. As she walked back towards town, the setting sun painting the sky in 1,000 shades of orange and pink, she knew that she wasn't just carrying stories, she was carrying a newfound respect for the delicate balance of time. Section 8. Sharing the Secrets of the Clock. Mr. Thorne, once a recluse, surprised everyone. He started venturing into town, his silver bicycle no longer a symbol of solitude, but a beacon of shared stories. He visited the schoolhouse, his eyes twinkling as he captivated the children with tales of ancient civilizations and futuristic marvels. He brought his intricate clocks to the town square, explaining the delicate dance of gears and springs with a passion that was contagious. He even started a Timekeepers club where people could gather to share their own stories, learn about different cultures, and discuss the importance of making each moment count. Oakhaven, once a town holding its breath, was finally exhaling, and it was glorious. Section 9. Your time starts now. Time, as Mr. Thorne taught Lily and Lily taught Oakhaven, is a gift. It's the currency of experience, the fabric of our stories, the heartbeat of our world. It can't be bought, traded, or bottled up. It can only be lived. So, dear reader, what will you do with your time? Will you let it slip through your fingers like grains of sand, or will you grab hold, embrace the adventure, and make each moment count? The choice, as always, is yours, because your time, like everyone else's, starts now.